Hey guys, it's your girl Ashley Rochelle coming to you live from the chat table. Guys, I just wanted to just hop on real quick and just talk about some things. As we all know, today was election and the day just spiraled. It went out of control. There were rallies and stuff today that were happening, I believe. And just to sum it up, we all know what's happening at the Capitol or what has been happening at the Capitol building. And I have had quite a few conversations with people, and I just wanted to touch up on some things. That's real. Um, the news is playing us. I'm gonna try to just get everything out and make it make sense because it's so hard to without being on here for like 4 or 5 hours. Like honestly, I gotta wake up in the morning, got things to do with my kids, they got school, I got class, but I definitely want to come up here and touch upon some things. So again, the news is playing us, okay? Um, I hate when we allow the news to come in and tell us what's going on and we don't do any fact checks. We should be the fact checkers, not who they are saying are fact checkers who work for these news outlets. Their fact checking are people who work for them. Let's understand that, okay? That's like TMZ having their own fact checkers. Like what? That doesn't make any sense to me. But we allow, and I when I say we, I'm talking about us Americans because we are fools. We allow our government and the media to play the shit out of us. Grandma, grandpa, excuse me for the language. I'm aggravated, and I just want to come in here and talk about some things. Um, I literally just had a conversation with someone, and she was playing she played a video to me talking. It was a video of a girl on TikTok, and she basically was the girl was saying like, oh, I block all Trump supporters and blah blah blah, and this is and a third. And the person who sent me this is I don't know the term, guys. I really just don't know because everything is just so, like, you can say the wrong thing like with anything, but I know that they'll be watching and she knows where my heart is and how I am as a person. But the person who sent this to me was or is a gay person. And she sent it to me and she's like, I want to know how you feel about this video. This girl is up here saying that everyone who voted for Trump is against gays and this, that, and the third, or they're against immigration. And I was just like, that's fucking wrong. Okay. There are many conversations that I have with people on my podcast, off my podcast, and my personal life on just the internet who I don't even know and have conversations with. There are videos that I have seen of people who are in the LGBTQ community who actually support Donald Trump. But you won't see that on the news. And we know this. Today at the Capitol building, Trump supporters stormed the Capitol building. And I say Trump supporters in quotations because they want to portray it as if it's just only a bunch of white supremacists who support Donald Trump. And that's not true. I meet many people out here on these streets in Brooklyn, New York, well, all in New York or whatever, and are many different races, different sexual orientations who do support Donald Trump, who don't support Donald Trump, or like myself, I don't support Donald Trump, but I do fuck with some of his policies. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat that. And I'm not afraid to say it either. There are some things that Biden has done where I support some of his policies. But to get up in me and say that I'm a Trump supporter, I'm a Biden supporter, miss me with the BS because ain't none of them supporting any of us. They're supporting what they have to for their people, which is the corrupt politicians. That's what it is. So again, for the news to be sitting here portraying it as it's just a bunch of white people out there who are messing with Donald, who decided to storm the Capitol building, that's BS. There are videos floating around on the internet, and I've seen them. I know that you guys have seen them of black people being out there. There are many black politicians who mess with Donald Trump. They don't let y'all know that. Just stop watching the news and sit back. You literally have your phone and stuff at your hands. Like, we are one of the smartest generations, but we are also the dumbest. All the information is right at our hands, on us 24/7, and we don't take the time to do the research. We follow things like the Shade Room or TMZ, or we go to Google for everything, and they don't even tell us the truth. Like, how many of you seen that movie on Netflix? There was a documentary called The Social Dilemma, I believe. I kept speaking about that movie, documentary, whatever you want to call it, because I felt like people needed to see it. And so many people that I do know who saw it, like, yes, they'll go and mess with Google. But there are Google reps and people who used to work for Google and people who used to work for Twitter who have came out and said, hey, they do corrupt things behind the scenes. They put out certain things on Google because why? Every phone nowadays comes with Google automatically. Most of us are not going to go and download another internet browser. We stick with what we have. So our information is always the same. We don't look any other way. On The Social Dilemma, these people are literally coming forth with so much, and many of us still deal with it. I literally only go to Google, and most of the time I disable Google on my phone, but I literally only go to Google, and I have to go back to Google Play Store, enable the app again, and I literally only use it if I'm stuck on something for school. And the only reason why I do that is because Google give you the answers to everything. I'm a medical student. I should not be able to go on Google and find my whole entire test with answers. I shouldn't be able to do that. And it's not just the I guess people would want to say like the I guess I'm just say the poorer colleges. No, this is what, like, you can do this with like Harvard schools. Go just to Google and type in something and you can find the answers to anything like that. But people don't use apps like DuckDuckGo or Yahoo or Hotmail or what is the other one, Bing, or any of that anymore. Like, did y'all know that I think Nokia and Samsung, a lot of these companies, I don't want to say Samsung specifically, but I do believe not even I do believe, there were companies that were suing Google because they pay these phone companies, they'll pay people like Boost Mobile or T-Mobile or Sprint or AT&T to have the apps on the phone for you already. So why? They can infiltrate what they want you to know. Like, even in the documentary, The Social Dilemma, they spoke about global warming and let it be known that if you live in certain parts of the world, you won't hear nothing about global warming. And I'm not saying that it's not real, but just understand what they're doing to us. That shit is not okay. There were many, many celebrities, and y'all are all the celebrities, they're full of shit. Okay? I think I had seen Boyce Watkins, and this was like a couple of months ago, and he had put up a statement. I believe it was something along the lines saying that we put these black people, and I have to say black people, the black celebrities, in the positions that they are in, and then they use their same positions that we put them in, just like government, and they use their platforms to speak on behalf of the black community for white people. They don't get up there and speak to the black community on our behalf. I think I seen Matt Barnes or somebody, whatever his name is. I think that's him. I think I saw him post something today. Sorry, yeah, I just like moved my table and stuff. But I think I had seen Matt Barnes put something out there today like, oh, this is white privilege at its finest, what they were doing at the Capitol. Like, no, let's not get it twisted. There are many, many other countries that go out and do that. Many countries that go out when their voices are not being heard, that are going to their Capitol buildings. That's what the Black Lives Matter should have been doing. But no, everyone called it a peaceful protest when Black Lives Matter was out there stealing, shooting people, and they were. messing up our homes, messing up small owned businesses by many Black folks. Okay? You didn't really hear about the Nike store getting broken into or anything like that, or the Adidas store, all white owned companies. Fendi, I think there was a video about Fendi going viral. Oh, they broke into the Fendi store. Like, let's not do that. That's one of the least that y'all should have been worrying about. They continue to get money, continue to get money. But there were so many Black owned, not even just Black owned small businesses, so many just small businesses altogether that really make the world go round. That Black Lives Matter was coming out here and fucking up in every state. But that was called a peaceful protest. I had texted my grandmother and I couldn't even tell her what I really wanted to say. But America's pussy. America is pussy. And I don't give a fuck what anybody got to say, because we should have been going to the Capitol building and getting our voices heard. Just like when it comes to election, not many people want to sit there and say, oh, there was election fraud because many people don't like Donald Trump. There was so much election fraud that happened, ballots being dropped off and this and this and that. And no one wants to say that it happened because they don't like Donald Trump. But election fraud happening is bigger than us not liking him. And I'm not understand how many people can actually understand that. My homegirl sent me the video of the girl talking on TikTok. And she said something like, oh, if you voted for Donald Trump, and this isn't a get on Donald Trump train. This is not that. I want y'all to understand as to what the government and news is doing to us. Because Donald Trump ain't no better than Biden. They're both corrupt as people. The girl in her video said that if you voted for Trump, you were against immigrations. Or you were against immigrants. That's not true. I did some digging up on what Trump had in play for immigration laws. And a lot of it that I had found out, because when I was listening to the news, I wasn't for him. And I'm not for him now. But like I said in the beginning, I support some of their policies, and I'm human and I'm allowed to do that. Just like when it comes to religion. I grew up in a Baptist home, but growing up and learning and living my life, and again, learning from the lessons and things that have been taught to me and just my own life experiences that I have been through, I don't just identify as being Baptist or being Christian or being Catholic or being Jewish or whatever, because there are many things that I do believe in from all different types of religions, and any sane person would get that. Any sane person would understand that. So again, with my research that I was doing on some of Donald Trump's policies that he put into place for immigration, it wasn't, oh, okay, we're just going to stop people from coming here and y'all can't never come here. No, it was come here legally. Why? Because on the flip side, what they don't tell you, a lot of immigrants get caught up in the system because they get to have things like welfare and public assistance and all of that. And most people, as we know, either Black or white, but they love to just put it on Black people. Most people get okay with being on the system. You escaped your country from them controlling how you guys live and things like that. And then our government is so sneaky and it'll say, yeah, come here. We'll allow all the immigrants. And then they fuck them. They don't get paid as much. Okay. And we all know that. We all know that. But we still want people to keep coming here illegally? No, that shouldn't be. I'm not saying stop them all. And this girl in her TikTok video didn't say that. I believe she said something like, oh, my mother had to go for a really long process of becoming an American citizen. So what? So what? How many corner stores, and me being out here in New York City, how many corner stores do you see American citizens owning any corner stores? None. None at all. None. You barely see black-owned corner store. Hell, you don't see white-owned corner stores. White privilege, though. I'm gonna keep coming on here and I'm gonna keep speaking. Like, my emotions are just so all over the place because there's so much to talk on. Our government is literally playing the shit out of us, y'all. They playing us. And it's for whatever reason. I don't know what Donald Trump did, but he came in and he fucked up havoc for whatever they had going on. And our government has been corrupt. It's been corrupt. Today I was reading a book that my grandfather had been told me to read, and I wanted to text my grandfather because I'm not even sure if he's really been even reading this book, but he had me reading The Color of Law. So I downloaded it on Google Play Books, and I read the book every time I go to school. When I come home, whatever, listen to my music. And I was reading it today, and I'm just like, damn. One of the chapters I was on was about public housing, and it talked about, and I hate to say it, I do, because I am a registered Democrat. I damn sure am. It talked about how almost less than 50, 60 years ago, Democrats and Republicans made public housing for white people and wasn't trying to do nothing for all the black people who were just fighting in war and stuff like that. Till this day, many of us are still living in a lot of those buildings that they had set up for segregation. Even with this whole lockdown, they're segregating us. And I know that that's really hard for people to probably understand, but that's what they're doing to us. They're segregating us. Why? Because you see many viral videos going all around where they're couple girls for being, couple goals for being an interracial couple and making it and thing. Like, people are starting to kind of wake up, but we're not there yet. And it's not just going to be me or the Angela Stantons or it's so many people out there who are trying to speak, black, white, whatever. There are so many people who are out there trying to speak, but then you have YouTube coming in, you have Twitter coming in that are censoring the real news that needs to be brought to light. The other day, I had just said it, Governor Cuomo he just has some sexual allegations brought against him. It's not the first time, though. You go on YouTube and you type in Governor Cuomo sexual allegations, you see shit popping up from 3-4 years ago. But that wasn't headline news. And it's popping up again. But he just won an Emmy for getting on TV and acting like he was doing something for New York City, when he wasn't doing a goddamn thing for us, keeping us locked in, closing our schools, having people in a nursing home dying. Yes, he won an Emmy because he was acting. And we fell for it. We literally fell for it. And I don't really go on Instagram or like Twitter and stuff as much, but I have been having these conversations with people about a lot of the corruption that has been going on. And it's just like, it's all just literally falling in my lap, that like, it's actually everything you said was true. And I had to do a lot of research and digging to find out this information. Our government has been playing the shit out of us. And they fund things like the news that get to play us. The news is not the news. That's media. People are not understanding that. Most people go to the Shade Room or Baller Alert or TMZ or there's so many different blogs out there that people go to, and that's where they get their news from. What happened to the journalist? I know y'all all seen the video floating around of the news anchor. I forgot what channel she was on, but there was a video of a news anchor who was floating around, and she was saying that she had information about Jeffrey Epstein years ago, but she couldn't touch that. She's a frontline news anchor right now. That don't make no sense to me. But we continue to listen. I think, what was it, Project Veritas just broke news on CNN. CNN didn't talk about that. I've heard recordings. I know I'm not the only one. I've heard recordings of Chris Cuomo talking with people about things that he ain't supposed to be talking about. He's a news anchor. He's supposed to be reporting the news, not committing the crimes. That don't make no sense. Like, I really just wanted to come on here because I'm so aggravated. And there are many people that I speak to of all races, sexual orientations, what I just don't, whatever. We're all human. That's it. That's what I see. We're all human and we're all literally fighting for the same thing. But we've got to wake up to really see what's going on in our country. It's not going to get any better before it gets worse. I believe that I read today that the mayor of DC said that she wanted to declare martial law. And I was just like, where was this energy all last year when Antifa, BLM, all of that was tearing up our streets? There was no same energy for that. I believe if we don't get it together as just Americans, just being in this country, if we don't get it together, we're giving the government everything that they want. We fund them. We fund their checks. We're giving them everything that they want, guys. Many people were talking about getting the $2,000. We get the $2,000, guys. Like, they spoke about this in the Bible. We get the $2,000. We are literally going to lose our freedom. We're going to lose our right to be able to have free speech. The censorship that'll be out there. Like, they spoke about having cashless societies. I believe that's what they do in China right now. Many people don't walk around with cash like that. Like, we're literally giving the government everything that they want. They're going to continue keeping us locked down. They're going to continue segregating us by calling us straight or putting us in the LGBT. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, my head is just all over the place. But we're literally all fighting for the same thing. And if you do not wake up to really see that, I pray for you. I really do. Because I've been saying this and I've been saying this. It's not black and white anymore. The news is playing the shit out of all of us. And I'm not saying that there's not, racist people who's not out there or whatever, because they do exist. But most of us know how to coexist with each other. We don't have to agree with each other or like each other, but most of us know how to coexist with each other because that's in our human nature. I don't know when we're going to get it together, when we're going to really understand what's going on here. But it's way bigger and way past just getting on the Donald Trump hate train. Like, somebody's got to wake up and realize what is going on. Like, I fear for my kids. I fear for my life, not my life, but I fear for us as just humans. Like, I'm literally just waiting for God to just come and just knock all of this shit out and just start all over, because like it's really not gonna get no better, guys. I hope that, like, I'm not all over the place. I hope that you guys can understand what I'm trying to say. And I'm only going to keep coming back on here and keep coming back on here and talking and educating. Like, I'm not coming on here to be a lovely tea or coming up here to have a page like the Shade Room or be the next TMZ, be the next CNN. I'm not looking for none of that. I just want to come on here and talk to people who will give me the time to talk with them and let me learn some things from them as well. And My face looks great. I'm tired. But I just wanted to say that. I just wanted to say that. And again, I pray for all of us. I hope that, let's not also forget today was election day. So, let's hope that there was no election fraud going on or whatever, because the reality is that it has been going on. It has. And for people to just be acting like these things ain't been happening, like that's so scary to me, that people are okay with, well, if there was really election fraud, then we're okay with that, because we don't want Trump in office. That's that you're not even understanding that you're giving up your right. And as far as the reading that I've been doing, not just coming out of Donald Trump mouth or what he's been tweeting, because I follow all of them: Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell. I follow all of them, and I put my pieces here and there and here and here, and do my own research and figure out what I can understand. Because ain't none of them telling the truth. But we've got to put pieces here and there, here and there, here and there, and figure it out, and try to educate each other. Because the government ain't doing it. We're literally giving them what they want, guys. So many of us keep hearing about NWO, New World Order, and things like that. It's coming if we continue to not get it together, America. And that's all I want to say. My boys are sleeping. I'm gonna come back up on here. You already know that I am. I felt so much more comfortable coming on here today and just talking, and getting more acquainted with my audience, and feeling more, just being Ashley, just being me. And I hope that you guys are continuing, to be here for it. And feel free to leave me comments or whatever. No hate mail, because yes, block quick, out real quick. But I'm here to have grown-up conversations, learn some things from all different types of people, all different sizes, races, colors, whatever. I'm here to learn. Like, there's no hate in my heart for what people believe or anything like that. I'm here to learn from people, because that's what we're supposed to be doing. But if we continue to hate each other and not sit down and listen and have conversations, and be able to, hey, and to say, hey, walk away and be like, hey, I might not agree with what they said, but I learned a couple of things. That'll take you so far bigger and beyond in your life ever you could have imagined. And I am living proof. I've literally, and I keep saying it, I've had to follow and listen to so many different people, so many, to understand what's going on in the world, what's going on in America. We're filling out the next couple of textbooks for the next 100 years, y'all. We're giving it to them. And that's all I could say. Good night, guys. I didn't even do my introduction. It's the chat table, it's your girl Ashley Rochelle. I can't even remember if I did the introduction or not. But good night, guys. Be safe. Hug your kids, hug your family members, just appreciate everything that you have in your life. Like, even if things are not perfect, guys, we've also got to understand that. Even if things are not perfect or not going the way that you want them to, still hold on to your loved ones. Hold on to the ones who want to be there for you, who want to support you. Really. Because we don't have nothing else, and all this materialistic shit, that's out the door. That's been out the door. I really hope that you guys, are receptive to what I have to say. I'm receptive and more than welcoming to all that you guys have to say. And I just don't want no hate, but I want to be able to learn from everyone, from all different types of aspects. I do, whether we agree or disagree. I'm not here to argue. I'm not here for any of that. I want to learn and educate the information that I have, and bring it to you guys, come to me and educate me with the information that you guys have as well. because that's the only way we're gonna make it better. Again, guys, it's your girl Ashley Rochelle, and good night.